So like on the alginate impression is what we're looking for. Say this is an intentionalist case. Okay, so we're looking for the retromolar paths, which is like a pear shape. You know, so that's very prominent. We must have that trying to fabricate the removables or a partial framework at that too, because you got to have the rest, seat, and for stability. Okay, and so on out here you need your buckle and your label sulcus. Okay, so so when you're looking down and it starts to move out and go back up again, if you can see that it's prominent, then you don't trim past that, and that's what we need, and that's what I'm looking for. So I can see it. I've been doing it a long time, but I can just draw like that, and that's how much we need for right there, for any kind of removable partial denture immediate case. Basically, the same way in here. That's kind of shy, so it's going to be kind of hard to get that. I could fake it, I have before, but I'm not going to let you know. But it's very hard to do. So to try to make something fit like that is very impossible. So, but it has to be really deep down in there, and this is called the lingual sulcus. Okay, and so basically you need all that landmark right there. You can cut down on doing a lot of custom trays. It'd be nice, And so, I'll show you out there how to do some algins. But that's basically what I'm looking for in indentuous areas. And then, you want to try to get your buccal freedom attachments, if they're very prominent. If not there, that's fine. But you're going to need to look in the patient and know what you're seeing and what you're taking. See, it's just like having a broken arm. When they reset it, they don't put it in a cast. Well, if we take an impression on the patient, we want to make sure that cast is right, and then we don't have to redo it later. See, so that's very important. So you'll have your buccal attachments, and then your labral freedom attachment. You can see it; it's vague, but you can see it's right down in that area. If you can all see it there. Okay, so that's it. Like on the lower, now like on this one, say same for the upper. You want your. This is really shy. Of course, we had to make custom tray and so forth on this, but the same. The labial sulcus. Okay, so where I'm drawing it at, where I'm drawing it right there, you see how it's shy, and so it'd be kind of impossible to make anything. Your tuberosity areas, it's kind of like a egg-shaped or a bullet-shaped type of area right there where the major bone part is. We need that. Okay, your fovea palatina, and you can see it. There's like two little dots in the patient's mouth. Sometimes it's not really prominent, but you can see it if you look. And so we need that area. And so when you connect to there, that's where your back part of your denture removable or any appliance, flipper, it could be anything, would go. And then your soft area, which is your palate. Okay, your soft palate area. That's where your post-am would go. So we need all those areas. And the same with the buccal freedom muscle attachment, the labial attachment. And sometimes they don't have them, but you want to get all that labial sulcus. And then, we cut down on making custom trays and so forth. And you don't want to have bubbles in the teeth and anything that's going to be a partial, because when you're trying to clasp something, you have to have the full anatomy of that tooth there too as well. Okay, so basically on this one, say if it's going to be a flipper, okay, well this would probably work for a flipper because it's going to just be one tooth, and I'll probably make it from here to here. I'm trying this pencil not very well. But like a flipper, you just kind of want to do like a little thumb plate. They can call it a thumb plate. They can call it a credit flipper. You put ball clasp here. Just make sure that everything, the full tooth anatomy is on the occlusal, the buccal, okay? And when you pour it up, you want to have everything there. Not so much the labial sulcus and all that, because it's not gonna extend down that far. But if it's an immediate, then you're gonna need all those landmarks that I just showed you. But that's pretty much what I'm looking for. And the thickness in the model, and I'll show you because y'all brought this to me today and I already poured it up and trimmed it. So it's this one right here. Okay, that's the thickness I like. The thickness. And see how nice it is. In all the teeth, there's no voids, bubbles, or anything of that nature. I don't know what this is going to be. Could be a framework, so I'm going to have to call and find out. but I trim it. I make it, to where it's not buried, in the stone, to where all I have to do is just kind of take it out with a little boom, and it's nice and clean and ready to go. So that's what I'm looking for. The thicknesses, on all my models. Same with frameworks like that. That's the kind of thickness I want. I had to put a base on that, so that's how thin it was where the yellow is, and that's not really good because then you have to base it, and it just takes more time, and and then all the stuff I have in here. So try to eliminate that. If it's done right at the very start, then you have a good product at the very end. And this is just like in removal, an indentureless area. I've got all the landmarks right there that I explained to you. That might be saved just because it's good for retention. And then, of course, I make my base plates and bite rims. I take my time on these. So, like if you're working with your doctor, make sure they take their time. And, if everything lines up good and everything, because they just don't want to slap a bunch of blue moose in there and you can't see anything, what's going on in the front. So you want to be very shy of that. Only I make little notches in the back, and that's where you want to squirt it in, have them bite down. Make sure that they don't move from side to side so you hold their cheeks. And you make sure they're not protruding or they don't move side to side. And that's a correct bite. And so when it comes out, it should look like that.
Okay.
And so I'll try to send both of the models, that way you can hand articulate, you can stick it back in the patient's mouth, see if it kind of corrugates to what that is. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for. This is good. I just got to clean it up, clean it up, make a base plate, bite rim. No voids in the teeth, everything's there. See? That's probably going to come out. I don't know, so I have to call, but to me it might. I don't know. So I'll have to call on that. That's a question in my head. But the thickness.